Like Father, like Son, neither of them seem to watch the action on the pitch. But our latest guests, Mark LAWRENSON and Trevor Brooking, two BBC stalwarts, but now, of course, a manager, Trevor.
Only 3 weeks.
Manager of the month. I'll come to that in a moment. Quick line on Arsene Wenger. A fantastic job. Needs a trophy, though, this season?
Well, they'd expect to have a trophy with the players that they've got, the depth of the squad and the quality. And I think just listening to David Dean there, when you consider that, you know, bought and sold Anelka, Overmars, Petit, got another team, he's done an absolutely magnificent job. But yes, they need to win today, certainly.
Will they, Trevor?
I think you've got to make them favourite. We all know on one-offs you've got a chance. With Beattie, he's had a fantastic run. And they're capable of scoring. I think, you know, it was a bit of a shock, even though the dress rehearsal, both sides were weak, and to lose 6-1 psychologically was a bit of a blow. Perez is a worry for them because he got a hat-trick that day. And Henry that night, he didn't score, he was unstoppable. I mean, he can be in the mood where you just can't stop him. And they've rediscovered their form now. You know, the one at Sunderland last weekend. I just think they'll have too much quality, but Southampton on a one-off could do it.
Contrasting sort of characters, the two managers today, Mark. Strachan.
Well, I mean, the thing with Gordon Strachan, what you see is what you get, isn't there? There's no doubt about that. Kicks every ball, goes into every tackle. He seems to be an extremely good motivator along the Trevor Brooking lines, I would have thought, Gary. And with Arsene, instead of sort of taking a step forward, it's a step back. He takes everything in. I think also, and when you speak about Arsenal, and it's a management duo for me, because I think Pat Rice as well plays a big part with the two of them. It's sort of good cop, bad cop, but both outstanding managers. I think Wenger's done a sensational job since he's been in this country.
Trevor, I must ask you about yourself. You, I mean, as Mark said, you look a bit like Strachan, cross between Strachan and Martin O'Neill, I thought. But what was that all about? I mean, we've never seen that. We've seen you jump up the odd West Ham goal, but not like that. It was a bit different.
No, it was different. I mean, funny, I had a joke with Bobby Robson.
Look, we've got a few pictures of these. There you go, look. There you go.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
They'd won the toss that day, Gary.
Yeah, match hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
But
fantastic stuff.
No, it was a fascinating 3 weeks. I said to Bobby Robson when he came out after you interviewed him, I mean, you know, mine was 3 weeks. The thought of him doing it as long as he has done, because it is totally different, and you get consumed because if you manage all week, Gordon Strachan, he want to come here. It's not a day out because for Southampton, you know, it's a great occasion for them. They've got to the final. But when you get in now, and you're thinking, well, how do you stop Arsenal's strength, and how do you try and, you know, play to yours? Whereas, you know, when we're up here, you're looking at things, but you're not. It totally consumes your thoughts.
You a little bit of a thing about going into it?
No, 3 weeks is great. I mean, fortunately, Glenn.
Definitely not ever.
No.
You're the only one who's got Di Canio to play away for the first thing, and he scored, by the way.
My mate Paolo, we finished on a decent note, and hopefully the fans, you know, will stay loyal with us, and we'll try and get off to a good start next season. But you know, Glenn's had his surgery and it's gone well, and so now we hope he's going to recuperate and be ready for the start of the season.
I must ask you, how's Glenn Roeder?
Yeah, he all went well yesterday, so you know, it's now a recuperation period. Hopefully by June he'll be out in 7 to 10 days, and then should for the next month be, you know, recovering, and we'll see if we can then start for pre-season.
Are you in charge now till June still then?
No, I resigned on Monday. No, I'm wearing my boardroom hat with the MD, Paul Aldridge. Obviously, there's issues with players.
And agents, you get very upset with them?
Very upset with agents, yes. And, you know, I think we dealt with that one. And, Jermaine will hopefully stay with us.
Yeah. And the rest of the players as well. Trevor, thanks very much for joining us. We'll hear from you later as co-commentator.
Yes, Mr.
Mark, you can stay there for a little while if you don't mind. Right, more now from our BBC drama department.
Previously in the FA Cup.
Someone's stolen the FA Cup, apparently, and if they don't get it back, there's talk of them cancelling the final.
Whipped in by Kennedy, Newton, and oh, yes! It's Jepson!
The following takes place between round 4 and round 5 of this season's FA Cup.
OK, I'm in the northwest, Old Trafford, where United stuffed West Ham in the 4th round. What next?
I commentated on that game, you know, Jack. I nearly lost count at one point, but more importantly, I think we've made a major breakthrough because the tracking signal has been narrowed down to the northwest, to Southport area, in fact. I wondered if you could get across to the golf course there because one of my agents can then help you out.
The wrong ball, that looked a good ball, and Van Nistelrooy's turned on it. Giggs to his left, Van Nistelrooy! Finishing of the very highest order by Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looking to make it 6. Right on cue, thank you. This is Holt, that's nice. Adam Drury inside the penalty area. The shot deflected, oh, and it's in! And in the 90th minute, Norwich have won the tie, and that is cruel indeed.
What can you say? You know, it's an hard blow, I think, the timing of it. I think the deflection was cruel to us, and we've, you know, gone out the cup in the 90th minute.
Everyone's tried playing 4-1-4-1, everyone's tried playing with a sweeper, everyone's tried everything. But they ain't ever played against the side from the 1930s that plays football the old way, that plays football as it used to be played. They ain't had that problem. So because they haven't had that problem, we're going to give it to them.
Oh, and it's Sol Campbell who gives Arsenal the lead. Beautifully done. Lauren. It's 5.
Reed with plenty to aim at from the free kick for Millwall. That was Robinson. Oh, there's a chance there for Steve Claridge, and he's got it. Millwall are in front. Getting late now for Southampton. Kevin Davis with the header. This is Anders Svensson. Now it's Joe Tessam. A chance on here. Good save, Warner. Oh, it's Kevin Davis. And Southampton equalise just in time. Millwall could have a break on here if they play it right. But Reed was surrounded, and it's gone the other way to Anders Svensson. And Oakley. And Oakley has done it again. It's his second of the night.
Here's Mullins. Oh, got it wrong between the two of them. And away goes Heskey with Owen coming up behind him. Heskey against Bertrand, and Bertrand makes the save. Oh dear, oh dear. Butterfield, that's a good clip cross, and they might have made something of it. They have made something of it. Gray has given Crystal Palace the lead. Gray gets past 2, there's a chance to kill it, stone dead, and it's an own goal. An own goal by Anshou.
You, Jack? Yeah. Motty says you might have some information for me.
Everything you need is on this disc. If anybody asks you where it came from, it didn't come from me, all right?
Okay, John, I got the disc. I'll send you the files over as soon as I get back to my car.
Through ball by Beckham. Or Keown struggling. Brian Giggs. Giggs for Manchester United. The goal is gaping, and Giggs has missed. One of the most glaring misses of Brian Giggs' career. And it was Edu. Oh, it's been deflected, and it's in. Edu. To work with him. Wiltord. Good chance for Arsenal this. Soon and Wiltord. And Arsenal go 2-0 up.
And now Thomas Sorensen faces Tommy Smith from 12 yards. And it's saved by Sorensen. I'm not sure that Mike Dean isn't going to ask for it to be taken again. He is. Now Sorensen against Smith, part 2. And this time Smith scores.
And here is Marsden. And it's all over now.
Very corner kick. Julian Gray. Oh, well hit! Oh, what a strike! And opening up for Rihilati and for Butterfield, who's onside. Now can he find someone else? Johnson is there! It must be in! Black off the line by Mills! Goodness me, Rihilati over the bar! Crystal Palace incensed. Tommy Black thinks it crossed the line. And that looks like it went over the line before it hit Mills.
As soon as I shot, I knew it was a goal.
At the time, I thought it was 6 inches over the line, but having seen the replay, it was nearer to 2 feet.
Now Kuehl and Mullins, good turn by Harry Kuehl. Pretty much on his own. He might not need anyone. Harry Kuehl! Oh, fantastic goal! Another Burnley goal now would surely finish the cup tie as a contest. And in it goes! Oh, they've got it as well! Diallo's header. 3-0 Burnley. And no way back now for Fulham.
Motty, it's Jack. Call off the search. I know who stole the FA Cup.
Well, both teams now are just about to get underway to the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. That's the Arsenal team hotel and the Arsenal bus. The players are just getting on it. There you go. There's Dennis Bergkamp. David Seaman. Will it be his last game for Arsenal? Ashley Cole's got a few more games left in him. Arsene Wenger behind, looks very relaxed. Supporters waving them on their way. The Southampton team bus is also just about leaving their hotel. One man who's already here is the Southampton chairman, Rupert Lowe. He's with Mark Bright.
Rupert, the day's finally arrived. How nervous are you?
Well, I'm not nervous. I'm just very proud of what we've achieved and looking forward to the game. And I just had a look at the pitch, and it looks wonderful.
Well, you mentioned the pitch. What about the roof? First
well, the roof's shut.
Final?
I've been to a League Cup final here between Blackburn and Spurs where the roof was shut, and I think history says that with the roof shut it favours the underdog. So
it's been a long time since the underdog, I think 95 or something like that, won in the cup final. Are you hoping to change that?
We're intending to, yeah. And we've come here to win, and but more importantly, we've come here to have a sporting day out with some good football, hopefully, and hopefully the best team will win, and we think that should be us.
Being around the city, it seems like it means more to Southampton supporters than it does to Arsenal. There's a bit of blasé with the Arsenal fans, but Southampton, it looks like it really means something to them.
The city has been outstanding. I mean, our supporters they're great people anyway, but I think they've had a whale of a time over the last month. And I didn't come down today, but I gather all the bridges on the way here were people were cheering, and there are banners hanging out wishing the team well, and the spirit has been tremendous. So flags, pennants, it's been a wonderful lead up to the final.
And Gordon Strachan, he's taking the club in the direction you obviously hope it's heading in.
It's been a long season, but we were fortunate on the last day to beat Man City and finish 8th. I think it was a deserved finish. I think we've played some very good football this year, and we could have finished as low as 13th, but I think 8th was probably a just position for us to finish in. And, the Cup has put a lot of pressure on the club. There's huge amounts of media interest.
Welcome pressure, though.
Welcome pressure, but it is pressure nevertheless, and it's difficult to concentrate on the job of playing football. I mean, it's very flattering, but a club like us is used to the pressures of Premier League media demands, but when you get the Cup, it's, it brings us to a new level.
Well, I mean, Southampton, whatever happens today, have had a marvellous season. I think to finish in the top half.
8th in the Premier League. Yeah. Magnificent. Yeah. Take it all into consideration. Move to a new stadium.
There was a day where you used to tip them for relegation every season.
Those days are well gone. Those are too many custard pies in the face for that now. Move to a new stadium. Got a relatively new manager, Gordon Strachan, but all the time that obviously they've had to finance the stadium, he's managed to be able, Rupert Lowe's been able, and the board's been able to finance the team, been to introduce new players. They've got a nice way of playing, and I think, they obviously 8th in the league is a fantastic achievement. I don't necessarily agree when he says we're under pressure now because it's a cup final. Yeah. Best pressure that you can have, that you're in the cup final. And the great thing as well, the amount of money they can make and have made from this competition, and you would think would only strengthen the case.
He was saying that interesting because we had a look yesterday at the pitch, and it was only laid on Thursday. We're not so sure it just might cut up.
I've been here a few times, Gary, and patchwork quilt comes to mind, and you know, when you pull out, you can see you can spot the joins basically. And there's been quite a lot of rain this morning before they close the roof. It'll be one of those that takes big divots up as well. So I think maybe in terms of the game that might suit Southampton.
Yeah, a leveller.
Yeah, a leveller, because
an unlevel pitch is a leveller.
Absolutely, dear boy. Yeah. And you know, because you know the really good teams, you've got to take an extra touch. You take an extra touch, it's a split second longer. And if Southampton are aggressive round about midfield and they get at Arsenal, which I think is
a lot will depend on how they handle the occasion, won't it? I mean, they can it'll rise to the occasion, or it might be a bit too much for them.
Well, you see, when we just seen the shots of the Arsenal boys leaving, and you know, you're pensive, you know the team, you're sort of concentrating on the game, and this is a team and with players who are used to fantastic occasion, World Cup finals, etc. So I don't think it will affect Arsenal as much as it will affect Southampton.
OK, Mark. Now, you might have heard it a few times this week, but it's 27 years now since Southampton won the Cup for the only time in their history.
Wish them the very best of luck.
Oh, definitely. I think they've got a good chance.
Not the Saints.
There's only one team to win.
Southampton.
No, you must be joking. United.
And what's the score going to be?
4-0.
Well, Jimmy, a great moment for these young players, is it not? Marvellous. I'm interested in the fashions there. The ladies at home, I'm sure, will be too.
Laurie, you said you'd have a feeling on the day. It's only an hour to go. What's the feeling?
Look at that bunny lad. That's a feeling. Yeah, magic. How do you feel, John?
I feel all right, yes. Quite relaxed.
You're looking tremendous. Great.
Bobby Stokes, who was talking this morning about getting a hat-trick.
Yeah, I'm still confident of getting it. Even more so now I'm here. It's nice to be here. Great.
There's no way that I can see Southampton winning. I was a little bit misquoted in saying that it would be 6. I certainly think they'll win, probably not by that many, but by a few.
We shall have very red faces at the end if Southampton win, because I've gone for Manchester United too, and I think they'll win narrowly, maybe by about 2-1.
Number 1, Ian Turner, age 23, goalkeeper.
Pearson, Koppel. Right at Turner, and they're looking for the comeback, and nobody was there to put it back in. A nightmare start for the goalkeeper.
Number 8, Mike Shannon, age 27, forward.
Now McCallion for Shannon, a brilliant ball. And Stepney, the most important cup save he's made.
Number 11, Bobby Stokes, age 25, forward.
McCallion to Stokes, who's onside. 1-0. Southampton go mad. And Stokes, by scoring the first goal in this final, wins for himself a car. And he said he'd already booked driving lessons. And the whistle has gone. And Larry McBennemy and Southampton take the cup for the first time in their history. Peter Rodrigues salutes the Southampton supporters and lives this moment of triumph.
What day is it today?
What day is it today, then?
All Saints Day.
I like it. I'm not going to remind anybody you said 6 goals. I shan't do
There'll
that.
be plenty of it. There'll be plenty of it, don't we?
We're all in the same boat.
I've missed about 20 in the last 3 games. So it's about time I'm not running for the boys.
I think that deserves a car.
Well, not really, boss. I'll just take the £3 grand.
Well done, Laurie. Your team and you were marvellous.
See, pundits were getting it wrong then, and they're still getting it wrong now. And as Mick Shannon told us earlier, a few of the heroes from '76 are around the corner enjoying a pre-final lunch, and Ivan Gaskell is with them.
Well, Gary, the last Southampton captain to lift the FA Cup came from Cardiff. I wonder if there's an omen there. He's here, Peter Rodrigues. The boys of '76 are back together. Yeah. It's nice to see you looking so well. What a big day for Southampton, though.
It's fabulous. After 27 years, it's long overdue from our point of view, because it's nice to get back together and say hi to each other. And being my hometown, it's absolutely unbelievable. I was Aussie is at it again. I went down the stadium and it's awesome, and I would love to be out there today.
You've got a nice suntan. You didn't get that in South Wales, did you?
Certainly not over the last 2 days, no. I live in Spain now since last August, and it's nice down there and relaxing, but so desperate to get back and see the boys, be in your hometown, and hopefully Southampton can do it today.
You've already said that the quiet man of the team was Nick Holmes. We're going to force a few words from him now. Nick, Southampton born and bred, this is a lovely day for you and for the city, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, smashing. I'm so pleased to be here. I'm so pleased to be here, and hopefully we'll get the cup at the end of the day.
I must say that the Southampton win in '76 was my first memory of the FA Cup final. I'm sorry to throw that on you, make you feel a bit older, but you've shaved since then, I think.
Yeah. Well, I saw some awful pictures in one of the national newspapers yesterday of all of us. So I thought we'd better have a quick shave today.
Peter Osgood's with us. You might have spotted that already. Peter, great to see you again, and isn't it lovely to be with the boys again?
It's fantastic, yeah. We've got great memories. It comes around every year, but to be here with the Saints in the final again is superb. As Pedro says, you know, we enjoyed it in our year, and everybody says, I hope they don't win. We're like, we want them to win. We're Southampton fans, you know, we're right behind them. I've been there all season and watched them play, and they've done ever so well. They really have. Great season, and hopefully they'll do it for us today, yeah. And
I'm sure all of you will give a silent toast, possibly more than that, to a certain Mr. B. Stokes, who isn't with us today, of course, sadly.
Yeah, that is a sad thing. And also our coach Jim Clooney died a few days ago. So yeah, it's sad, but you know, they'll be looking down on us, and hopefully, like the Saints, we'll all be together. They're still here in spirit.
And very quickly, around the three of you, who's going to win? You all feel Saints, really?
Of course.
No danger.
Yeah.
No danger. Yeah. It could be our day, as in '76.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much. It's lovely to see you. Good luck.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
They look well, don't they?
I don't think the wine wait has made the table, has it, obviously? 27 years, yeah, been a fantastic lunch to be at. But yes, and they all are extremely confident that Southampton can win it. But you look at that, and it's obviously Mike Shannon, Peter Osgood. I mean, you know, they say that was a massive upset, but two great players themselves alone. Good side as well they were.
Yeah, it's never a cup final unless you see a few buses driving around, is it?
No. And keep disappearing, especially when we're showing the shots to the nation. But there you go. Oh, they're in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sealed roof.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here a few times, Gary. I mean, the thing with the roof, it just adds to the atmosphere.
I think it's good here anyway.
It's fantastic. And, you know, I think the great thing about this place is the people of Cardiff want you to be here, and you can feel it. And that also adds to the mix as well. But there'll be some nerves on that bus at the moment.
The driver, probably, more than anybody.
Turning around the corner, yeah.
But, I mean, this is always a nervous time, isn't it? Especially for... I mean, these players, none of them have played in a cup final before.
No, and I would say probably for virtually every single player, the biggest game of their lives. Some may go on to even bigger and better things, some may not. So I think, you know, you've played in it, I've played in it. You're just very, very conscious that you don't want to make a mistake, you want to play well, you don't want to let anybody down. And obviously, while it's a collective thing as well, you look after yourself first and foremost, and hopefully add to the mix. And you know, I think...
Dennis Rofe, I'll play with him at least.
Yeah, Dennis, yeah. He didn't take many prisoners, Dennis Rofe. But I think it needs a big performance from Southampton today to win this game.
Yeah. They'll be walking a few nerves at the moment as they march up the steps.
Well, I mean...
players will turn right.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with them as well is, you know, we said they know the team. And really, it's how do you kill the time now before the game actually starts? I always thought that was the worst, but you used to get here so early. You know the team, you know exactly what you're expected of. And
big day for him, Niemi. Good goalkeeper as well.
Very, very good goalkeeper. A very shrewd bit of business. I mean, Paul Jones as well, I think, just coming up behind him, he's also a very good goalkeeper. Yeah. So for Southampton, it's a big day for Niemi. And they're always saying now that, and I think it's a sort of loose talk, is the fact he could go somewhere else, Niemi, just about to play in the cup final because everybody wants him.
John Motson there, a little shot of John.
Wouldn't be the cup final without
big
a shot of
expectancy for James Beattie there, just walked off.
Gary, he'll be looking at it, he'll think, you know, who's going to play at the back for Arsenal? Keown, we know. Maybe everyone's saying that Lusney might play. He'll fancy his chances against Lusney, James Beattie. He's had a great season. Great season.
I'll tell you something, they've got a big squad. There's about 60 players just walked off that bus.
Have we not seen them twice?
Yeah.